So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
Chuck from the band Brother.
We're gonna ask him some questions today. I'm gonna start. So, what inspired the creation of the band, and what does the band name mean?
So Brother started as a solo project that I started back in 2013. The whole premise of it was that I would write songs and then have different people come in and help me record.
Mhm.
So it's supposed to be like kind of like a family of musicians, and so I wanted to call it Brother. Like we're all in the same cause, I guess, trying to make music or make a song all together.
Okay. And it eventually became a band, obviously. So, like, how did that come about?
Yeah, so I did that for about a year, and then I left. I was living in Japan at the time for 2 years, and I came back, and I moved up to Salt Lake City in Utah, and started another project. I went to a couple open mics, and then the owner of one of the venues was like, "Oh, do you have a band?" And I didn't, and I told him I did. So I told him he lied. He's like, "What's your band's name?" I was like, Brother. And I had to make a band after that, and we got it all together, and we've been going strong ever since.
So, obviously, the band name had no meaning before that. So, like, I guess it just kind of built a meaning as you kind of went forward with the project.
I was put on the spot, so I had to come up with something.
Okay.
Oh wow, quick on your feet though. It worked out well.
My brain was like struggling. I was doing all the math and flow charts in my head. Like
Suddenly, you were doing physics in your brain.
Exactly. Oh my god, it's amazing. So congratulations on your newest release, Easy. How do you felt the response to it so far? It was very good.
Yeah. It's been really fun. With a lot of the different press that we've seen. We released a music video too, and there's been a lot of great feedback on there. I've gotten a lot of like text messages saying that like people didn't know that I could dance, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's considered dancing. I guess it's like contemporary, but yeah.
Yeah, it's dancing.
All right. So, can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for that track?
Yeah, so Easy was kind of inspired by, well, not kind of, it was inspired by quarantine, lockdown, like that whole situation. As a band, we had a lot of goals. We had a big tour that we had planned and we actually left on. So we were going to over to LA, San Diego, South by Southwest, Treefort Music. We had a huge tour.
God damn.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Huge. We were it was the first night of tour, and I got a bunch of emails saying like, "Hey, this Corona thing's happening, like we're canceling." And that just kept coming from every venue and every promoter. And we had just bought a van too. We got into a car wreck on the way to our first night of tour. And so it was just a huge, I don't know, shitstorm. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, you can. Wait, so it was the first night? The first like day of tour?
Yeah, it was our first like day of tour. We got into a car wreck. We made it to the venue, played that night, and then everything else canceled that night. We ended up playing our second night, and then we just had to drive back home after that. Everything was canceled. But after that, like all of our plans were canceled. Like we had some big things that were happening. And so everything was put on hold, and it was like, stay home, basically just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of just wait it out. That's what and it felt like, oh no, is this like the end of the band? Like, is this the end of like my music career? Like, do I have to start something new? And so it just felt like everything was ending. Like my whole world was the music, and it felt like there was nothing I could do about it. And so the song came about after I read a quote. I can't remember who it's from, but it's a pretty classic quote where it says like, all you need to write a song is 3 chords and the truth. And so I took that and I was like, you know what, let's write a song like saying how I feel about this quarantine, about this lockdown. And that's where Easy came about. And I really wanted to keep it very honest, lyrically, musically, and like how it was recorded too. And so it was all recorded here in my bedroom. We usually record together,
Mhm.
but this is like the first song that I did on my own. Sang it on my own. I played the instruments other than the drums.
Okay.
I can't really play drums at my house. But then we wanted to keep that same theme of just like isolation and kind of just being by yourself, like feeling that loneliness throughout the music, how it was recorded, and through the music video too, which I'm the only one in the music video, which kind of follows that same theme. But
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. All right. So how do you think your writing process has evolved since your first ever release? As you said, it started as like a solo project and now it's a full band. So how do you think it's changed?
It's definitely similar to how it used to be, just because Brother is still, it still very much feels like it's my project.
Okay.
And so I do the songwriting, which I do by myself just because I wish as bandmates we all live together, because I feel like the writing is so much easier that way. But as a band, I'll write out like the backbone. I'll write like a first verse and a chorus, and then bring it to everybody, and then we'll kind of shape it from there, like doing some live practices to see how it feels and what we can do and what we can add. But me and Nathan, who's also an engineer, he records from his basement apartment. That's where we do all of our recording, and so me and him will hash out a lot of it. So a lot of our songs are done by me and him.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you did touch on this a little bit, but if you wanted to go more in depth, where was your headspace at while you're writing Easy?
I feel like every song is just a sad song.
Oh, that's fair.
Even though like it can place, I mean with Easy, it's like placed to something that seems more, I don't want to say happy, but it's more familiar, I guess.
Yeah.
Sounding, and it has kind of an upbeat feel, but it's a very somber song. And I guess you can kind of feel that like it's almost contradicting what I'm saying versus what you're hearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the headspace. Was like, I'm sad and I hate everything, and I hope other people relate to this.
Yeah.
I'm sad, but let's groove a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but you guys actually have a running theme of yellow in all of the covers from 2019 up to now. Is that hinting at anything, or do you just like the color yellow? Because me too.
Yeah, I didn't like the color yellow before. Like I didn't care too much for it.
Yeah.
And now, as you can see, like I'm wearing a yellow beanie. Like I love color yellow. But yeah, the whole thought process behind that was our goals for 2019 that we talked about was we want to hit like a gold standard. Like everything that we do, and we took it literally, everything that we do is gold. So it's like, if we're writing a song, like this song's got to be gold. Like we make gold records, and so all our clothes are gold, backgrounds are gold, all our album covers are gold. I mean, they're yellow, but it's like a honey mustard, which is like, but yeah, that's the whole process behind it, and it's kind of just become more of a brand for us.
I love that like mentality. I love that so much. That's amazing.
It's helped us a lot to like push ourselves and try to make the best possible content. So
you're manifesting it in every single way possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what band or artist influence you think you can hear the most on this track?
I took a lot of inspiration from Porches. Just mostly like the synth sounds, where I feel like Porches does really well at keeping things simple and out of tune, like detuned. And I just love the way things, when they sound out of tune, because that's how I feel like I resonate with that. A lot of that comes from like a Bright Eyes lyric, like a quote that's like, I could have been a famous singer if I had someone else's voice, but failures always sounded better. And I always resonated with that. But so Portuguese is a big one. The neighborhood around the time that I wrote it came out with some new music that was also really simple and like very clean sounding.
Mhm.
And so I kind of took inspiration from both of those, and wanted to put those in this track.
Okay.
Solid. All right. The neighborhood is a great choice. So good job on that one. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this song to invoke in your listeners?
I mean, a lot of it can be left up to like personal interpretation.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think the overall feeling that I want to feel with it is, I guess, that contradicting feeling of like why is all of this happening to me? Like this is killing me,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I put on a face like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Like I kind of love this lockdown stuff,
Mhm.
but then inside you're like, oh, I'm just being torn apart. Like I can't stand like being home
Yeah.
like all day, every day. Like I never go outside, and I don't know. I just eat myself to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of that feeling like contradicting. Like I'm okay with this, and I'm not okay with this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this single for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
I mean, it's more of a sentence, but I'll just condense the sentence.
Okay.
3 chords, truth.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
Mhm. So for like a split second, we're actually going to shift away from your music. So which song do you wish you wrote and why? It could be like your favorite song. It could be the most famous song, like Happy Birthday if you want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have so many of these songs that it's like that I wish that I wrote. And
Mhm.
I actually just found one the other day that I honestly it like makes me sad that I didn't write it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's called Monster by Hollywood.
Mhm.
They're a Norwegian band. And I don't know how I found it. I just found it on YouTube. But
Mhm.
it's the most amazing song I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
But I wish I wrote that song.
that's
Alright.
fair. That's good.
So where do you see the band in the next 5 years? And are you guys working on anything new that you might be able to spill the beans on?
Hmm.
So we have our new album, which all our albums are titled by volume.
Mhm.
So this will be our 3rd album, which is volume 3, that hopefully we're releasing soon. After that, I do really want to make a volume 4.
Hmm.
As 4 is my favorite number, as you can see.
Yeah.
Number 4 on it. We're all about themes here at Brother.
All about.
All about themes.
Consistency.
Yeah, but yeah, volume 4, a lot more touring around the country and hopefully outside the US, if they'll allow us. I really want to tour in Japan. I feel like that would be so fun.
Definitely.
And South America, but that's what we're hoping for.
All right.
That'd be sick.
I'm glad you brought up the volumes, because I noticed it while looking through your Spotify, but forgot to ask, how'd that come about? Was it just like having another theme for the band, or is there some deeper meaning behind naming everything Volume 1, 2?
Yeah, I've always, I don't know, I've never been an album person.
Mhm.
Personally. I've always just enjoyed singles. And so the writing that we do is, or I guess the albums that we have consist of singles instead of like, oh, I don't know, some people do like those kind of concept albums where like each one has a story and it tells one big story and stuff, or they have songs that are just filler songs that don't necessarily mean anything to them. That's just like, oh, we needed to fill a spot, so here's this. But yeah, to me, like the volume 1, volume 2, like it feels like a collection of the singles or like our best songs at the time. And so that's kind of where that comes from.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. So for the last couple of questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, definitely.
6. We're going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh, someone asked me this the other day.
What, people
I
just
hate
go
how
around
common-
asking about death row.
I hate how common this question is.
Right? No, oh, it's like me and my wife will just ask random questions while we're watching TV.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I'm like, what's your last meal? Like,
Yeah.
and my honest answer was anything that's gonna give me diarrhea.
Oh.
Like the nastiest poop that you can think of.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm in jail or prison or on death row, like I feel like I'm gonna be treated badly somehow by like the warden or some guards or something, and so I want to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's
Get
like,
back at them.
yeah, right. So it's like if I'm on death row, like I know if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna straight up just poop everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a bitch to clean up for all of that. So that's where I'm at. It doesn't matter what the food is as long as I'm getting, I don't know, maybe like a whole pitcher of coffee and Taco Bell.
Oh my god,
the worst
that's a dangerous
combo.
combination.
Or it could be, it's either dangerous or it's like two negatives make a positive and then I don't poop. So
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, maybe you have to test this theory before you get on death row.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to test it like in the bathtub or something.
Oh, Lord. Oh my god. That is
Well, I mean,
so-
you're locked in the house, so you got nothing better to do.
Exactly.
I'm just
Might
saying.
as well.
Yeah, we gotta test it. I'll let you
Gotta.
guys know, guys.
Yeah, keep us updated.
So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Oh, I'm kind of down for like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay. I love those movies.
Yeah, right. I think it's kind of fun to be small and
Yeah.
see all the big things. It's like Little Big Planet. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never played that game, but I've only seen videos. So
Yeah. That's
Makes
fair.
sense, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color?
I think we already answered this, but it is now yellow.
As
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
Wow.
right.
So once being from a color you didn't really appreciate to now your favorite color. We love character development.
Yeah, right.
It's good.
It's all about the character arc.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Definitely.
cool.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's
Oh,
my
that.
opinion.
Mhm.
So as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Check out our new song Easy. Check out the music video for it. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, and videos on YouTube.
Awesome. All right.
Solid.
Well, thank you for now. This has been Chuck from Brother, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.